What's good, Sauce Nation? Today, your boy Wise, and I got two gentlemen joining me today. I got my boy Wink. How you feeling today, Wink?
Man, everything's going good. Glad to be with my brothers. We finna go ahead and knock out a great video for you, dude.
And I got the infamous chicken burger, Mr. Breaking News Braylon himself. How you feeling today?
Yeah. Hey, I'm feeling good. Got a fresh little chop. I can see y'all can't talk about me no more. I mean, I still gonna mention my height. Clean, dog. Clean.
Yeah, I know. My boy looking crispies out here. Literally and physically. but we got some topics to talk about y'all today. We're gonna be talking about the top candidates that we feel that void for the Houston Texans. And we're gonna talk about some of the candidates that were already interviewed by the Houston. So before we get into any of that, you know we got to plug. Hit the like button. Hit the subscription button. Make sure you join the Patreon while it's cheap. Get grandfathered in so you can get in that conversation with the Discord. We got plenty of conversations going on in the Discord. We got plenty of inside jokes. A lot of things coming up with the Senior Bowl in a couple of weeks. The draft combine coming out. So you don't want to miss the conversation. You want to stay tuned. You already seen the salt, and we got plenty more coming out. So hit the comments button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. But now to get all of that promo and all of that out of the way, fellas, how y'all feel about these three candidates the Texans already interviewed, or three of the primary candidates they already interviewed with Jonathan Gannon, Josh McCown, and Kevin O'Connell? Wink, you can start first.
Man, Flores, I would say the most suitable candidate. He's had the most success out of all of these guys that they've had come out, and the fact that he was able to create a team that was able to win. You know, in Miami, he's probably the most successful coach, and he would be the most, out of all of them, he makes the most sense in terms of a coaching hire. Josh McCown, to me, doesn't make any real sense at all. I don't think he's coached long enough. I don't think he has a proven system. Jonathan Gannon, I haven't seen much about. He's just a name that kind of popped up out of nowhere. So right now, I'm willing to reserve any judgment that I have on him because I don't like misspeaking about things that I don't know. But as it stands right now, I'm not really impressed with what the Houston Texans are doing, and they should wait until the entire playoff picture and Super Bowl is over. So if it's a candidate that they were really trying to explore, they can make the right decision when the time comes.
Alrighty, and then how you feeling?
To be honest, I wouldn't mind Jonathan Gannon, but I do not want Josh McCown. I don't want Mr. Holy Perfect Chin. Like, I don't want the blonde hair. Like, no, I don't want that. I really don't want that. No, like you see,
he was trying to give his daughter to. My bad. Sorry to cut you off, Braylon. Now that I think about something, he was trying to give his daughter to Sam Donalds at one point. I remember that coming out when he was with the Jets. What? That his daughter was interested in dating Sam Donalds. Yeah. But anyways, continue, Braylon.
No. That's crazy and ridiculous. But yeah, no, I don't want that. And you saw the Instagram post where you saw Grugier Hill and you saw Christian Kirksey and other players and John Weeks and all those guys like, yeah, happy. I'm like, what are you happy about? I'm tired of favorites. I'm tired of dog houses and I'm tired of all of that, bro. Like the past 5 years, we have not had anything. We haven't had growth in the team. Like the famous word growth has been in this franchise. Nothing. Now, the guy you see behind me, that's what I want. My man's just beat Brady on national television. This thing.
All right. Well, how I feel about the candidates we already interviewed, they all garbage in my opinion, to be honest, 100% with you. Gannon is for the cannons. No, actually, Gannon is on fanning the cannon to lead the motherfucking me tank. Because that's the only thing that Gannon is going to be doing. The dude has a bad resume. He's lead bad defenses. He hasn't had a phenomenal secondary. If we want to talk about it, the Eagles have one of the worst secondaries in the league. So don't get me started with him. When you want to talk about this guy, Josh McCown, he was not even a successful quarterback in the NFL. How the hell is he going to be a coach? Whose advice is I'm listening to? The guy hasn't even been a coach yet. And why would you even give him interview after interviewing interviewing him again from last season. If you're gonna interview a guy twice that, and you're gonna buy into a guy like that and give him those opportunities, at least 100% buy in and already hire that guy. That's how I feel about it. Like you wasted a year with David Culley when you could already had Josh McCown and at least built upon his experience and brought veteran leaders that's been head coaches at the coordinator position, like a Mike Zimmer at defensive coordinator, or like we got Lovie Smith, and then at an offensive coordinator, you bring in a guy like Kubiak or somebody like that. You'll bring in somebody more experienced to lead a younger head coach like that. You would think, but the Texans doesn't do that. So I really don't like none of the guys that we've already interviewed. And I got my personal reason with Brian Flores. He's a demeanor. I call him Bill O'Brien Jr. But anyways, to segment to the next part of this video, let's talk about our top 3 candidates. We're going to go naming our 3 candidates all at one time. So we'll start with Wink, then we'll go to Braylon, then I'll name my 3, and then we'll go back in the opposite. If Wink, you want to start with your number 3 candidate, we can go ahead and start.
Well, for me, I think my number 3 at this point would have to be Byron Leftwich. He's proven, with Tom Brady, even though they lost the playoff game today, he's been able to scheme guys open. He's been able to do some spectacular things, the Buccaneers, even before they got Brady. I mean, Jameis Winston was a perennial close, 4,000 plus yard seasons consecutively, while this man was the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think, they've been able to coach up several nuances of their offenses from the O-line. They've been able to get the weapons that they had over the past few years, and then getting Tom Brady to be able to cap it off, to be able to get them a Super Bowl last year. They finished a little short today, but I really like what he brings to the.
Hey, Braylon, who's your number 3?
My number 3 candidate is the guy that's behind Wink, and it's Eric Bieniemy. At this moment in the playoffs, leading the offense, they had some injury concerns earlier, and I'm like, it's whatever. They was talking about Travis Kelce was washed, talking about Tyreek Hill was this and that. Nah, it's whatever. They came back, they did their thing, they back in the playoffs. You see probably the favorites in the AFC, especially after the Lightning's loss. Shout out to my boy Wise for the Lightning. The Lightning's lost, so now I got Chiefs as the best team in the playoffs. Chiefs are the best team in the playoffs. And part of that is Eric Bieniemy helping construct the offense that the Chiefs have. I mean, it's no doubt his resume stands really good compared to a lot of these guys that are talked about head coach.
And I'm going to have to agree. My number 3 candidate is Eric. I mean, the guys have had a proven track record. His resume speaks, put in the work. He started off as a running back coach. Then he transitioned to an offensive coordinator. And he has one of the best offenses in the league over the last 4. I know that it's been teams where he interviewed and they said that he's not a good interview. But that doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is the result. And what I've seen from the results and his track record is that he can get it done on the offensive side of the ball. We've seen that defense for the Houston Texans last year. It was creating a lot of turnovers. If we had a little bit more funk on that offensive side of the ball with those one-score games, then we could have possibly talking about a Texas 500 team sneaking their way into the playoffs. But I really think this guy deserves an opportunity. He comes from a great tree with Andy. We know the spectacular plays that he can skip 3-route receive, 4-route receive. We can actually run a perfect screen, run the screen the right way for the. That's why I would have Eric Bieniemy as my number 3 candidate. But that's going to transition to the number 2 candidate. And my number 2 candidate. This is going to be a real tough. For my number 2 candidate, it's going to have to be Byron Leftwich. I mean, it's not really tough for me, but it might be tough for other people. I know he's not getting too many interviews. He's not getting a lot of attention in the media, but he's another guy with a proven track record. He came from the Jacksonville Jaguars where he was the quarterback. Then he put in the groundwork there. Then he transitions to a coach. Now a quarterback coach. And then he goes into an offensive coordinator. He's coaching with Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's coaching with Bruce Arians. We know Bruce Arians, another one of those coaching trees that has a great offensive. So the problems that I've seen with the Houston Texans over the last couple of years, it's been a little bit on the defensive side of the ball, but primarily it was on the offensive side of the ball. It's coming to starting the games early. When it's coming to red zone conversions. And that's why you will bring a guy in like Brian Leftwich that has that leadership abilities and has that experience of being a player, not only a player, but also an offensive coordinator for one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and having a championship behind him. And Braylon, so what is your number 2 quarterback? Candidate?
My number 2 coach candidate is one of the best linebackers that nobody ever talks about in franchise history, and his name is DeMeco Ryan. This man is a beast. He's a ball, like he's a beast on the field. So we know that. But when it comes in terms of coaching, what he's done in the last 2 weeks, holding down Dak Prescott in that offense when you got to guard CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, and you got Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in that backfield, holding them to doing absolutely disappearing, and then Dak looking like, honestly, that looked like every other Cowboys quarterback that's not named Troy, to be honest, in the playoffs. But that's a conversation for another day. But still, what he did last week and then the following week, going into Green Bay, stopping them, just absolutely, like Green Bay had 1 touchdown. They only had 1 good drive, and it was a touchdown drive. After that, it was nothing. That defense balled out. They dealt with injuries. Nick Bosa was injured. Fred Warner was injured. That didn't stop them. They schemed up. I remember last night, the man cooked up a beautiful coverage where they had a safety in the box, but that safety dropped all the way back 50 yards. They started. It really confused Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers thought he had an open deep post wasn't open. It was covered perfectly. DeMeco Ryans DeMeco Ryans is going to be one of the next great coaches in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Wink? So what's your second?
Man, Houston's own DeMeco Ryans take my number 2 spot, bro. Like, the man already been putting in number work. He wears 59 proudly. The hell with that Whitney Merciless. We don't recognize that no more. He just
sorry
went
bastards.
home. All these sorry bastards Texans that just, they all lost their playoff games. The only person who's still within contention is Charles Omenihu. We're going to see what he's going to be able to do in this NFC Championship game. But it seems that his game has progressed under DeMeco Ryan, something that couldn't really while he was in the Houston Texans uniform. We'll save that for a later day. But DeMeco Ryans, in his first year of being a defensive coordinator, is already proving to be one of the coaches in the game. And that's Robert Saleh, who's now the head coach in the Jets. We all thought that he was going to be a leading candidate. He was going to be able to change that franchise around. Hasn't happened just quite yet, but that's the short. DeMeco Ryans is on the job for the San Francisco 49ers. And the fact that he gets to link back up with Shanahan is a match made in heaven, considering both of these guys were actually, Kyle was an OC at the time.
For the Texans,
yep. And DeMeco Ryans is in the backfield making plays, against various teams, throughout his tenure with the Houston Texans. Hands down, the second best option in this entire head coaching conversation for this. Definitely going to have DeMeco Ryans in the conversation.
So now that we got our second head coach option, who's going to be your number 1?
He already behind me, bro. He in the game right now against the Bills.
Okay,
bro. We still cannot exclude Eric Bieniemy from this conversation, and considering what he's done years and years under Andy Reid, and the fact that he is constantly shining each and every year on the offense, and the things that Kansas City are able to do, they lead in so many categories, from plays that are being able to complete it downfields, attempts, the fact that they score so many points, so many third downs, and they find every way to win, and they are so innovative in the way that they move the pieces around when it comes to their offense. There's no better coach that I can say that is coming out right now. The Texans are in the business of winning football games. My advice to them is that you still have to have this man on your radar. If he wins another Super Bowl, that will be 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowls won. And it will be because this man is calling plays consistently to City Chiefs. Bang the gavel on the goddamn table for Eric Bieniemy to still be the head coach if they end up pulling the win off tonight after the Bills. Because there's not too many other teams left in the AFC who are going to be able to contend with this team going forward if they continue to win big every single year.
Alrighty. And then what about you, Braylon? Who's your number 1?
It's the bad man that was able to go up 27-3 and then still hold his composure as an offensive coordinator to continue. I know you're looking at me crazy. It's whatever. Kevin O'Connell. I mean, and it's not even just about Kevin O'Connell. It's
Oh
not
my
even just
gosh.
about. It's the difference of the Kyle, not the Kyle Shanahan, the Sean McVay coaching tree right now. Probably the best coaching tree in the.
Where does Sean McVay coaching tree start? Andy Reid's. Let's go ahead and make sure that we get that clarification right now.
Okay.
But
I'm
feeling you though.
It's whatever. I'm just saying. Zach Taylor in AFC Championship game.
You ain't lying. You ain't told no lies.
First time in the playoffs, man, making a deep run. Sean McVay is in an NFC champ. Like, right. Come on. And then you look at what Brandon Staley has done as his first year in LA as the Chargers coach. They are in the up and up. I mean, the projection shows that they're going to be a team attendant is actually going to give the Chiefs trip here in the future. I mean, like, that's just Sean McVay. This man right here, what they've done this year, like, we are seeing Matthew Stafford be that franchise QB that everybody was. He's that now, and he's the offensive coordinator. Everybody said Odell was
better. Matthew Stafford is better, bro. He's winning some games that was, bro.
Oh my gosh! Are we gonna blame this guy? Really?
We're not gonna act like it don't matter. We're not gonna act like it don't matter.
It do matter.
Without Megatron.
Time out. It don't matter us. You want to know why it don't matter us? Because they got Cam Akers. They got OBJ. They got Everett at
They said OBJ was washed.
They got Cooper Kupp.
They said he was washed.
No, he was not washed.
They said OBJ was washed.
No. That sorry bastard in Cleveland is washed. Whatever his whatever his name is, the quarterback.
He just thinking ass Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's. I think he's Sam Donald, same dude. No, I can't even tell the difference. But that dude is trash. Whatever Braylon was saying.
Okay.
The number one candidate is right here. The man himself, D'Amico Ryans. I know you see that captain status on the jersey. It's a reason why he had the captain status. The man is a leader. The man came and transitioned that defense after losing Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator, and still had a number 3. He's the primary cause of Fred Warner developing as one of the best linebackers in the league. If you go back and watch Fred, did I say it right? Fred Warner? Fred Wag? Yeah, Fred Warner. I said it right this time. You know why I usually mess up people's names, but the things that he's done with Fred Warner, Greenlaw, Bosa, some of those guys in that front seven, they have one of the things that I heard from 49ers fans going into the season was the biggest problem with their defense was going to be the second. Have we seen that? Yeah, we've seen it a little bit of times, but it was being able to be disguised in these playoffs. They was able to knock off the Cowboys in the first round. They were able to knock off the Green Bay at Green Bay. Now we're going to see
beat the blood out of them.
Exactly. And now we're going to see what D'Amico Ryans is going to do in his NFC Championship as a first-time coordinator. What specific blitz and packages is he going to bring out there to confuse his opponent, which it looks like is going to be the Rams, Matt Stafford. So
no, it's not like.
Time out. We're gonna see who's better. We're gonna see who's better.
Right here, bro. No, he right here. He taking it all. He taking it all right behind me, bro. Like he's taking it all, bro.
This is gonna end the conversation right here. Next Sunday or Saturday, whenever it is, the 49ers versus the Rams. O'Connell's versus D'Amico Ryans. And we're gonna see. That's all I gotta say. Fellas.
Okay, everything's gonna be put to the test. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and handle his business. Because y'all done already handled y'all. Once this man right here behind me, he go ahead and get it out. He gonna put Josh Allen out of his system again in another AFC championship. Boy, he didn't even make it to the AFC championship this time. So he finna do it in a divisional round. Ain't nobody finna see Mahomes come next week. I'm not even worried about it. They going back to another Super Bowl if they win tonight, because the only talent that they even got to worry about they facing already. It's gonna happen, bro. Trust me.
But they lost the swing. Nah, bro. We not just gonna act like Cincinnati got 40 points on their head, was kicking them, was just whooping them. Bro, Nah, bro. Let's not just act Cincinnati is just some pushover, because everybody thought Titan, the light, north side, all. Now that boy Jamar Chase cooked them. That boy Joe Mixon,
Jamar
Joe
Chase is
Burrow.
a-
I'm not finna know. Jamar Chase, hands down, is the best rookie I have ever seen, bro, in the NFL, bro. Hands down, Jamar Chase. That boy will be so many fantasy football, but we ain't finna make it about Cincinnati because I don't think they're a little young right now. I think the fact that they've even made it this far in the back and be able to win 2 football games, you know, it bodes well for them, especially to be able to go to an AFC championship, something doing, you know, for whatever reason. But we're gonna talk about that some other day. But as it stands right now, all 3 of these coaches have highly considered. After the successes that they've had in a short amount of time, they have to be considered to be head coaches. And if they choose to vacate their teams that they're going to right now, what better options do you have? And you have a leg up right now because you've already gotten rid of your coach. Do the right thing, the Houston Texans. You finally have to start doing the right thing.
Exactly. Any final thoughts, fellas, before we wrap it up? Anything y'all want to say to Sauce Nation?
Man, shout out to Sauce Nation, man. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Fox Sports, Isaiah Curry, all you guys. Make sure that you guys go ahead and check us out on Patreon at patreon.com. Make sure that you subscribe to the Discord as well as hitting the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And make sure that you guys are in tune because we got a lot of big things coming up, this year. 2022, it's the year of the wave, man, for the drip.
Man, I thought I was gonna have to say something, but hey, Wink said it to everything. I ain't gonna cap. I wanted to say something. Wink didn't say me nothing to say. Shit. It's whatever, bro. Shout out to y'all, Samson, man. We'll see y'all later.
And sure. I got one thing. It's only one Roundtable in Houston. It's only one Roundtable that originated the Roundtable. It can't be replicated. It's always dripping. We the sauce. Shout out to my boy Isaiah Carey. Shout out to Fox. Shout out to Sauce Nation. Fuck the haters. We out. Fuck the haters again.
Boom.